All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig in a Pickle Krug Show with a little NFL video. Bills, Eagles. What a battle that was. And of course, we're brought to you by Pig in a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out in Emeryville and Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week in both spots. And this video is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Check that link in the description and type in the promo code Krug, and they will match you up to your first $100. Now, this week in Underdog Fantasy, I'm going with Harrison Smith, higher than 6.5 tackles and assists. TJ Hawkinson, higher than half a touchdown. Jordan Addison, higher than half a touchdown. Keaton Mitchell of the Ravens, higher than half a touchdown. And Justin Fields, lower than 196.5 passing yards. Check out Underdog Fantasy and type in that promo code Krug, and they'll match you, as I said, for your first $100. All right. This was maybe one of the best games I've seen in a long time. Bills and Eagles on a rainy, cold night in Philly in late November, week 12 in the NFL. And it looked really good early on for the Niners and for the teams that want to see Philly lose, because Fletcher Cox went out early with a groin injury. Jalen Carter hurt his back, but he came back in. Lane Johnson wasn't playing because of a groin injury. Now, Philly took a 7-0 lead in the first quarter on a Jalen Hurts quarterback sneak, shocker, to go up 7-0. Tyler Bass would kick a 48-yard field goal to make it 7-3 in that second quarter. Josh Allen added a 9-yard touchdown run of his own to make it 10-7 Buffalo. Now, it looked like Buffalo was going up 17-7, but the refs missed a horse collar on Hassan Reddick that would have given Buffalo a first and goal situation. Instead, they missed that call, and Tyler Bass would come on and get his field goal blocked by Jalen Carter. So it remained 10-7 instead of 17-7, and that was a huge break in this game. Eagles would then fumble, and Gainwell and Hurts missed an exchange. Buffalo had a fumble recovery. It was Greg Rousseau that jumped on it in the second quarter at the 36-yard line. Josh Allen then scrambled for a first down, and then Josh Allen threw a touchdown pass to Stephon Diggs to make it 14-7. And then Philly, basically when you looked at the game at that point, this is right before halftime, Philly had 3 plays in Buffalo's territory. Buffalo had 28 plays in Philadelphia territory. So it was 17-7 Bills at the break at halftime. Buffalo had 276 total yards, only 99 for Philly. Josh Allen was 19 of 32 in the first half, 209 yards, a touchdown, 0 sacks. He also had run 4 times for 40 yards and a touchdown. Diggs had 5 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown in that first half. Rousseau had a fumble recovery. Buffalo had only 1 sack on defense, but also Terrell Bernard had an interception of Hurts. Tyler Bass had made only 1 of 2 field goals. But Philadelphia was not playing well in the first half. In fact, Jalen Hurts in the first half was 4 of 11 for 33 yards, an interception, a fumble, 2 total turnovers. A.J. Brown was a non-factor in the first half. Devontae Smith was a non-factor in the first half. Philly had 0 sacks and only 2 hits on the quarterback, and they went 0 for 4 on third down conversions. In fact, Philly only had 30 total passing yards in the first half of this game. And, Buffalo, by the way, in the first half had 10 penalties for 75 yards. Philly had only 1 in the first half for 5 yards. So we go to the second half. Buffalo up 17-7. Tyler Bass then has a 48-yard field goal attempt, missed wide right. Second missed kick of the night for Bass, who's one of the best kickers in the league. Philly gets it back. DeAndre Swift busts a 36-yard run, and they move down the field, and Hurts finds A.J. Brown for a touchdown. Now it's 17-14 Buffalo. Then Josh Allen has a rushing touchdown to make it 24-14. So you're thinking, okay, 10-point lead in the third quarter. Buffalo's playing great. Philly's not. It's probably Buffalo's game. But Jalen Hurts would come alive as only he can. And he found Devontae Smith to make it 24-21. Devontae sat in the soft spot in the zone defense, and the Bills were only up 3. Josh Allen would then throw an interception to James Bradbury in the fourth quarter with 12:46 left at the 28-yard line, the 8th straight game this year where Josh Allen has thrown a pick. And then what did Jalen Hurts do? Well, he made him pay. He throws a touchdown for 24 yards to Olamide Zaccheaus to make it 28-24 Philly with 11:07 left in the game. So Buffalo still had a chance, but now they're down 4. In a game where they should have been up maybe 14, now they're down 4. So Buffalo on 3rd and 13, Josh Allen gets sacked by Brandon Graham, and Buffalo is forced to punt. And then Buffalo would get the ball back again, and Allen went to Diggs for 14. Eventually, Josh Allen would find Gabe Davis in the end zone on 3rd and 4 from the 7 with 1:52 left. And Buffalo's got a 31-28 lead inside the 2-minute warning. As I said, 1:52 left in the ball game. And the Eagles need a field goal to tie the game and force overtime. And then this is where this game got incredible. Eagles get it back with 1:52 left in the fourth quarter. Hurts goes to A.J. Brown for 9. Hurts goes to Gainwell for 4. Hurts goes to A.J. Brown again. Hurts finds Devontae Smith. And then on 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, there was a penalty on Jason Kelce for a false start, which was an amazing play since he's going to Canton. He hardly ever makes that mistake. Later in that same drive, Kelce has a second false start on 3rd and 13. So you're thinking, Philly's done. It's 3rd and 18. They're at their 41-yard line. Hurts throws incomplete to Julio Jones. Poyer punched it out at the last second. So it's 4th and 17 with 25 seconds left. They trot Jake Elliott onto the field. Wet conditions. He's trying a 59-yard field goal for the tie, and he hit it. And he absolutely nailed it. It wasn't just a clutch kick. It would have been good from 65, 66. He absolutely striped it, 31-31. Then Buffalo gets it back. There's only 20 seconds left. You'd think maybe they would go up top. No, they knelt on it and took the thing to overtime. So Buffalo wins the coin toss. They take the ball first in overtime. Josh Allen moves the ball down the field. It was a struggle, but Allen had a couple of really nice plays. One where he scrambled for a first down on 3rd and 9 from his own 40-yard line. Then there was a penalty on Nicholas Morrow on 2nd and 10 from the plus 45, the Eagles 45, for roughing the passer on Nicholas Morrow. So now Buffalo is set up at the 26-yard line, and you're thinking, oh, my goodness, they've got a touchdown here for sure. But the Eagles defense, held, and on 3rd and 7 from the 22, you had zero coverage. Allen thought Gabe Davis was going to cut in. So he threw the ball in against the blitz. Davis thought he was going out. It was a simple miscommunication. It was a wide open touchdown. And if they had made the connection, Buffalo wins the game. Instead, they don't. Tyler Bass comes on. He made the 40-yard field goal, but the game doesn't end in overtime anymore on a field goal. It's not sudden death. So it's 34-31 with 5:52 left in the overtime. And give Philadelphia credit. Jalen Hurts, first play, 9-yard run on a design quarterback run. Now they're at the 33. Then he finds Swift for 4 yards. Now they're at the 37. Then after Buffalo blitzed and he threw incomplete to A.J. Brown, it's 2nd and 10 from the 37. And this was probably one of the biggest plays in the game. Hurts found Devontae Smith, and it was a 17-yard gain. He threw a soft looping pass to Smith to make sure it wouldn't be too hard for him to catch. He catches it. Now they're at the Buffalo 46. Then Hurts runs 6 yards to the 40. Then Hurts goes to A.J. Brown, and it was incomplete. And the question was it incomplete, or was it a catch and a fumble? They reviewed it and quickly came back and said incomplete pass. So Philly retains possession. They're at 3rd and 4 on the Buffalo 40. And Hurts finds Devontae Smith for 12 yards down to the 28. Then on 1st and 10 from the 28, DeAndre Swift rumbles for 14 yards. And so there they are, 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. And Jalen Hurts ran it in, 12-yard touchdown. Philly wins it 37-34. Philly goes to 10-1. 4th straight game, Philly trailed at halftime, and they win anyway. So just a huge win for the Eagles. Buffalo in a lot of ways dominated this game. They had 92 plays. They held the ball for over 40 minutes. They had over 500 total yards of offense against the Philly defense. But Philly ran for 185 yards, 5.8 a carry. They played a cleaner football game. Buffalo had 11 penalties for 80 yards. Philly only had 4 penalties for 30 yards. Buffalo was +1 on the turnover margin. But, man, Jalen Hurts was fantastic in this game. He had a bad first half, but, man, he rebounded and finished 18 of 31, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, had the interception, had a fumble, so sacked twice, 14 carries for 65 yards on the ground, though, and 2 touchdowns. He's a threat with his arm. He stays poised under pressure, and he is a threat with his legs. DeAndre Swift, 14 carries for 80 yards, so he went for almost 6 yards a pop. It wasn't a huge day for A.J. Brown, who's a great player, only 5 catches for 37 yards. But Devontae Smith stepped up. He had 7 catches for over 100 yards. Kevin Byard, their big Howie Roseman trade acquisition, made 13 tackles in this game. 9 of them were solo. Philly's defense did not get to Josh Allen. They lost Fletcher Cox for the game, and we'll see about his status for the 49ers next week. Jalen Carter went out with looked like a back injury, but he came back in. But Philly's defense only had 1 sack and only 4 quarterback hits on Josh Allen all day. But James Bradbury had a key interception. Jake Elliott makes an amazing 59-yard field goal to send the thing to overtime. Their defense held Buffalo out of the end zone, and then Hurts drove him the length of the field and ran it in for the game winner. So the Niners will roll into Philly next week. The Niners are 8-3. Philly's 10-1. The Niners need to win that game to even have a chance of getting home field advantage. And then they're going to need Philly to lose at least one more game the rest of the way, and the Niners are going to have to run the table. So the odds are long. We'll see exactly what condition Fletcher Cox is in for next week's game against the 49ers. But this Eagle team is the champions of the NFC for a reason. And they played an incredible performance tonight, and especially in the second half. Tremendous poise. And the thing that's kind of scary about the Eagles is they just do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. And Jalen Hurts did not have a good first half. But, man, he had a great second half, and he was perfect in the overtime, and the Eagles get a win. So next week, they're saying cold weather, maybe snow, maybe rain. It's going to be winter weather in Philly. The fans are going to be going crazy. The Niners roll in with some momentum, having won 3 in a row. Philly's limping in a little bit because Fletcher Cox is hurt. Lane Johnson's not 100%. Jalen Carter's not 100%. But they've got the championship medal. They've been to the Super Bowl. They've got tremendous confidence in their leader, in Jalen Hurts. They got 2 great receivers. They won't have Dallas Goedert. They probably get Lane Johnson back. And we'll see. We'll see. It's on in Philly next Sunday, and it's going to be a good one. All right, thanks to Pig in a Pickle for being the title sponsor of The Krug Show. Thanks to Underdog Fantasy for being the sponsor of this video. Make sure you check that link in the description and type in the promo code KRUG, KRUEG, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. And thanks to all you guys for supporting The Krug Show on YouTube.